Thanks for sitting for an interview at PhoneGap Day. First question, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Dean Haddock. I'm the Managing Director of Digital and Technical Innovation at StoryCorps. StoryCorps is a national nonprofit. We go around the country recording interviews between everyday people, broadcasting some of them on NPR public radio and our YouTube channel and our podcast, and then creating a lasting oral history archive in partnership with the Library of Congress here in the U.S.
Very cool. What's your talk going to be on?
So I'll be talking about the app that we built last year as part of the TED Prize that our founder received. I can tell you a little bit more about it. So basically, StoryCorps interview process is something where two people go into a booth, like an intimate setting, dim lights, very calm, peaceful place. Not everybody has access to come to one of our recording booths. We have booths in San Francisco, Chicago, Atlanta, and then a mobile tour traveling around. So we wanted to scale our project up and offer this service for anyone to encourage people to have these conversations and create kind of like almost an oral history, I don't know what you would call it. I don't want to call it a social network, but it's got kind of analogs to Instagram in it.
Very cool. In terms of building an app and sort of building this kind of application, do you have any sort of tips for other people who are starting to build an application for this kind of social context?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the first thing that I would recommend to somebody if they were just getting started is they really need to consider the fitness of the technology to the ecosystem and the environment of the project that they're building, right? So, for example, we had in around 2009 an app, a StoryCorps app. It was only available on iOS. It was developed by a pro bono by a really great, obviously very nice developer, right? But then after that, being a nonprofit, we didn't have the ability to sustain that or upgrade it or expand the functionality or anything like that. So when we got the opportunity to do this again with the TED Prize, the first thing we looked at was what stack are we going to build it in, knowing that we wanted to sustain it year after year. The best option for us was to do a hybrid app, so that's how we ended up with PhoneGap.
Very cool. So in with this, what's the thing that's excited you the most about progress in the mobile space in the last year?
Oh, geez, most exciting. Well, I think, the most exciting thing to me is the fact that every time I, wake up in the morning and I'm, reading my Reddit feed or getting my news from wherever I'm getting it, it's always something new. There's something new literally happening in the mobile space, like every week it seems. We've seen video and audio come a long way in mobile devices. I mean, we're recording this interview on an iPhone, which I think is really phenomenal given the quality, as we were just kind of talking about before we were getting started here. Geolocation, all that kind of stuff, getting more refined. I think outside of just like what's happening in the mobile space, the fact that hybrid apps are a thing now and they're a thing that aren't really being balked at like they sort of were a couple years ago is really promising to me, because working in the nonprofit space, I mean, this is accessible technology that a nonprofit can work with. So it's not just something that's limited to big corporations or people with deep pockets anymore. Anybody can release an app. Anybody who can develop a website can release an app. These are ubiquitous technologies. This is a revolutionary space we're in right now that's, I think, just getting started, that's only going to get better.
Is there anything you see coming up in the next year or so that you're excited about?
Well, let's see. It's 2016. Nothing specific. I mean, for me, I guess the most exciting thing is the app that we built and launched in March of 2015 will be a year old next month. And, our system's starting to get more mature, having gone from an MVP in kind of a public beta release now to something that has a user base of over 200,000 people. We had a really great, interesting campaign around Thanksgiving last year, encouraging people whenever they were at home with their families, instead of going out for Black Friday and giving into all this commercialism, to like sit and have a conversation with each other. So that gave us a huge boost, and I'm really excited to just see kind of what our platform, what shape our platform continues to take as it, grows and grows along with the technology, and that we have more options and more functionality that we can build into our app, knowing, as I'm sure you and your audience do, that in the hybrid space, there's still a long way to go before we have the same kind of snappiness and functionality that's available in a native app.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, Nick.